Are you tired of your parts looking like everybody else's and you want to make them look a little bit different, more unique, more your style, or maybe the theme you have going for your vehicle? Well, this video is for you because we're going to dive into some more powder coating with some parts that we just received from Metal Cloak. So let's get started. We just got a part from Metal Cloak that I had ordered. I wanted to get something after being out at the quarry at the Badlands Off-Road Park. We kind of kissed the rear differential, and it got me thinking about some parts I wanted to get just to protect that rear differential. Now, this one isn't necessarily going to protect the rear differential, but it is a part that I've always kind of wanted to get something to put back there to make it a little bit unique. So let's get to unboxing. So what we've got from Metal Cloak here is dun, da, 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 their rear differential cover. Now, I didn't go with one that was already powder coated from them. You can get that, but this one is just in raw form. It has their signature M logo on it. But what I want to do this week is not just make it look black. I actually want to do a two-tone powder coat job on this, and let me show you what we're going to be using. All right, so what we're going to be doing this week is, like I said, a two-tone powder coat on that rear differential cover. Now, the first thing I'll do is I'm going to start off by using the baking soda, and we'll blast it and get kind of all the grime off it. Then I'm going to put it through the oven in a heat cycle and get any other oils out of it, and then we'll spray it off, and we'll actually clean it with my degreaser and that. And then, once we get that all done and get it dried off, we're going to use some zinc primer. You've seen this in some of the other videos I've done with the powder coating here in the garage, but we're going to start with zinc primer. That'll give it a good protection coat to begin with to keep the metal from getting any kind of rust or any kind of damage done to it, hopefully. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to totally cover it in Arsine Silver. I've used this one before. Silver to me is a little lighter, but this actually comes out pretty dark, which is a color that we're using on the Bronco currently. So we're going to cover it fully in Arsine Silver. And then one of my new favorite colors that we've used just a couple videos ago is Caveman Black. Now, all these colors are from Prismatic. What we're going to do with the Caveman Black is we'll spray it over the whole thing. We won't coat it, or we won't actually bake it until we actually take off the black from the M for Metal Cloak, which should expose the Arsine Silver. And then we're going to fully bake it, and hopefully it comes out good looking. I don't know. I've never done this before. I'm looking forward to it, though, because I think it'll look really cool. And this Caveman Black is one of Prismatic's really tough powder coats. That's why I'm going to use it for most of it and just have the M be that Arsine Silver. And then we actually have some more parts from Metal Cloak that we want to get powder coated as well. But that'll be some upcoming videos, so stay tuned for those. But let me get this blasted down with some baking soda, and then we'll pick it up. Now, one thing to note, if you are going to be using baking soda as your media, you'll definitely want to use some gloves and have a piece of cardboard down, or even something bigger yet, like a tarp or something, because baking soda can kill your grass, which I found out the hard way. All right, now that we're done blasting with the baking soda, now I've got it in the oven. Just put it on 350 for 20-30 minutes. I'm sure it'll go, and I'll just get it nice and warm, get those oils to the top. Then we'll clean it off with my cleaner, and then after that, we'll let it dry. Once it's dry, then we'll start laying some of the zinc primer on it, get it baking. Yeah, we're down to about 120 degrees, so I'll probably let it cool down just a little bit more. And then I'll take it inside. We'll give it a quick scrub, use some cleaner on it. And then once we get that done, I'll kind of blow it off real quick and then put it back in here just to get it fully dried. we've got it out of the oven and it's really almost cool, it's down to about 100 degrees. We'll let it sit for a little bit longer. But I did install a plug here, and the plug is because this is a threaded hole. This is where you do your differential oil changes and that. So I wanted to make sure we didn't get any powder coat in those threads. I do have these other holes around the outside that actually secure it to the rear differential, but they're not threaded. So I wasn't too worried about getting any powder coat inside there, just because it really won't hurt being able to secure it to the rear pumpkin, and it'll give it a little bit better look and help keep it protected, not having a bunch of open pieces. So we've got that, which does remind me that I will need to powder coat the plug that goes in here probably, just to make it kind of look nice. We'll see how that goes though. I might not care at the end, but now we're almost ready to do our zinc primer. Let it get baked for a little bit, just to get a little bit of a gloss look to it. Pull it out. We don't want to fully cure it, and then we'll put on the silver, and then again put it back in the oven and bake it, and then do our last coat of the Caveman Black. So let's get started with some zinc primer. And I'll put a link down below to these plugs I got. I believe I got them from Amazon, but I'll make sure. But I'll put a link down below. You can always take a look at them. Nice to have, especially when you're doing parts that have some threads to them. You don't want to get any powder coat into those threads. Will either A, make it hard to get the bolt or screw back in there, or you may not be able to even thread it, period. So these are always just a good little investment, and they're not really that expensive. But link down below. All right, here we go. All right, now that we've got the primer put down, we'll put this in the oven, let it get a little glossy looking, pull it back out, hit it with the Arsine Silver. Now, something new to the garage, you might have just seen this, is actually from Eastwood. It's really for painting and powder coating, and as you saw there, I just put basically the oven rack right into the little clamp they have at the top. I'm not really impressed with this though. It slides up and down, but it really doesn't get all that tight. You can screw this down as much as you can, and it still obviously wobbles back and forth. So really the pressure is what's keeping it down. But they do have another attachment that comes off here, more of a rod. Let me show you that. Now here's the other attachment for it that goes right in the place of this clamp. Same type of thing where it clamps on right back here, but it does give you a total of, looks like 7 holes here that you could hang something from, or multiple things from if they're smaller, or even a larger item. But it just makes it a little bit easier for me to have it sitting up here instead of what I had been using. If you've seen some of our previous videos where I was using sawhorses, this just makes it a little bit easier, and it's not that expensive. I'll try to put a link down below to this Eastwood paint and powder coat stand. All right, so we've got it out of the oven now from putting the zinc primer on. It's got kind of a glossy look to it, as you might be able to see from the light reflecting off of it. But it looks pretty good. We didn't do a full cure on it, so what we're going to do now is we'll put the Arsine Silver down. And I've kind of gone back and forth on this. I've seen some people, when they do a two-tone paint job or powder coat job, they'll fully cure the next color, which I may try that and see what happens. Should make getting the Caveman Black a lot easier to just wipe right off. So maybe we'll try that. Let's see what happens. All right, well, here goes the Arsine Silver. I'm trying to get a nice thick color down on this because, I want to make sure that it covers up that primer really well. And it looks like we got a good ground because it is definitely pulling my powder down to it. So, and I've got it, as you can see, I've got it kind of on a light pressure here because I just want to get some really good coverage. I think this will be our last little pass here. Like I said, just want to get some good coverage out of this color. All right, now that we've got our Arsine Silver on, we'll put it in the oven and let's just totally cure it. This one goes for 10 minutes at 400 degrees for Arsine Silver for it to fully cure. So once it gets to 400 degrees, the actual part, then we'll start our clock for 10 minutes. All right, now that we've got the Arsine Silver on here and it's actually been fully cured, I was gonna try this without doing a full cure on it, but after seeing some other people that I follow, since I am not a professional, this is something I saw some guys doing with wheels up in Iowa. Love watching their stuff. So thought I'd do it this way just to give it a shot. And it may make it easier to get the Caveman Black off there, but that's what we're gonna do next. I've got the gun ready to go. We're gonna spray this down with the Caveman Black, and then these bigger sections here and this section up here, we're gonna make it look like the silver's popping through. That's the M logo for Metal Cloak. So let's get this sprayed down and see how this goes. All right, so we've got it all done. We've got the Caveman Black put down here. It really took well over here. Over here, for some odd reason, it's not sticking as well. So I tried to just take off the ground and just try to put some powder on there, and hopefully that'll hold. It's a lot better than it was. But now it's time to take off the black we don't want so we can see the gray that's underneath it. And I'm going to try to use a shop vac. Actually got an attachment for it, so we'll see if that goes well. If not, we'll go to where we just wipe it off with a finger. Yeah, this little tool from, I think I got it from Amazon. I'll post a link down below, but it actually worked out pretty well. I had a lot of Gorilla Tape to attach it to the shop vac because it didn't work real well, and they had some holes up here that were supposed to help you increase and decrease suction, which I didn't think was a very good idea. So we'll post it link down below. It helped out a little bit, but we're going to finish it up with the rest with just using my finger. All right, well, I just got done wiping it down. Obviously you saw me using the vacuum to start off with just the bigger center pieces and then use my fingers to kind of wipe away the edges. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, even though I'm a novice at this. I'm not a professional, like I've said in many of our videos before, but it's always something to try. And if you mess up, just clean it up and start over again. But let me show you what this looks like now from a top view so you can see what we're trying to accomplish here. All right, now you can see the Caveman Black, the Arsine Silver, and this is the Metal Cloak emblem. This is their logo. So now we just need to put it in the oven, fully cure this thing, and let's see what it looks like in the end. All right, well, it is out of the oven. It baked for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. That is the cure time and temperature for the Caveman Black. I think it came out really nice. Took out the plug, which is for the fluid to go into your differential. That left a really nice crisp ring around the edge, really tight and nice looking. So there it is. I think it came out looking pretty good. I do have probably some black left over in here a little bit. But this side I'm actually really happy with, just because it kind of took a while to get some of this off, and then I didn't think it would come out real great. I do have a couple, I'm not sure if they're imperfections in the metal, but you can kind of see that line there. And then another one up here, I'm not quite sure why I've got those lines in there, but you know what? For my first try and not being a professional at this, really happy with the way it came out. Hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And also, if you're not a subscriber, smash that subscribe button down below. But as I've said, I am not a professional at this. I get a lot of my information, like you, from YouTube and the internet. But right now, Powder Coating, they're up in Iowa, posts a lot of stuff to YouTube. I'll put their link up here just so you can see it yourself. And check their site out, because I figure when they're posting things and they're doing it in a professional shop, that I should be trying it in my own garage. But that's my 2 cents. Like I said, I am not a professional, but I do enjoy coming out to the garage and turning our Bronco into our own. So as always, have a blessed day and go out and make your ride your own. Bye.